grace your service for this. Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Rise, my children. Rise and feed upon the living.
Of all the civilized races, humans are the most adaptable and diverse. Human settlements can be found almost anywhere, and human morals, customs, and interests vary greatly. A ranger's abilities reflect the divide between civilization and wilderness. Although rangers learn to master weapons, most commonly bows and those used in two-weapon fighting, they augment this martial training with their knowledge of primal magic. Faerûn, the goddess of the moon, governs the ebb and flow of tides and comforts the world with her silvery glow in the black of night. She constantly battles the darkness of her sister Shar. The ranks of Faerûn's faithful include mariners, travelers, and those who seek comfort in the night. Faerûn is kind, caring, and ageless, ever waxing and waning in power. In Emin, everything has a price. Controlled by 5 wealthy and powerful merchant houses, Emin is ruled through scheming, intimidation, and pragmatism. People of Emin who tire of the corrupt rule of the high houses often go in search of adventure. You have become skilled in hunting monsters in wild places, and are at home in the more uncivilized environments.
Hey, are you alright?
Move around using the W, A, S, and D keys.
Neverwinter, Jewel of the North, left a desolate ruin after a terrible cataclysm. The city of Neverwinter is struggling to rise from the ashes and recover its former glory. Yet even as its citizens return and rebuild, a myriad of dire threats have arisen, any one of which could once again tear the city apart. The Lord Protector of Neverwinter has put forth the call for heroes to come to the aid of the beleaguered city. You have answered that call to adventure.
Move to Private Wilfred. Press F when close to talk to him.
Thank the gods! When I saw the dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there would be no survivors. What brings you to Neverwinter in such troubled times? Being attacked by a dracolich and then nearly drowned is quite a shock to the system. I'm sure it will come back to you. In the meantime, you should search the beach for your gear. It's not safe here with Valindra's undead prowling around. When you finish, head up to the camp at the top of the hill. They've got a nice warm fire up there. You'll feel better once you've dried out.
The quest path leads to your next objective.
You have answered that call to adventure, but even as your ship reaches its destination you find the city under attack by the undead armies of Valindra's Shadowmantle. It will take all your skill and luck to keep your first day in Neverwinter from becoming your last.
Press I to open your inventory. Double-click an item to equip it. Press the Alt key to toggle mouse cursor and mouse look modes. The quest tracker displays current quest objectives. Campfires or rest zones where out-of-combat players may heal.
Good to meet you. It's good to see someone survive the attack on the ship. When you feel ready, please speak to me again. I'm afraid I need your help. Although we stopped Valindra's main force, the battle is far from over. The battlefield is crawling with mindless undead who lost their masters in the fighting. To make matters worse, the enemy is raising our dead to use against us. Acolyte Emin is performing a ritual of Kelimvor to lay the newly dead to rest. That is sure to draw an attack here. I must stay and make sure Emin finishes her ritual. Could you search the battlefield for any wounded we missed and send them here? After you finish with the wounded, go to Del McCourt's camp and tell him our situation.
Left click to use rapid shot.
Cleric! Thanks.
Faerûn is a large continent on the planet Abertoril in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting of Dungeons and Dragons. This continent has had the most attention of all the regions in Forgotten Realms, with the most material dedicated to it. Neverwinter is just one of the cities in the northwest region of Faerûn. This region, which is recognized by its western coast, also called the Sword Coast, is characterized by wilderness and difficult winter weather. Because of the harsh weather and marauding orcs and barbarian tribes, this region is often referred to as the Savage North.
Be careful out there.
Each region of Faerûn has its distinct history and culture, and they all are touched and changed by the recent events of, and those preceding, the Spell Plague. It is often divided into 10 parts to describe a region. These parts further have distinct regions, culture, and cities. Thus the continent of Faerûn is vast and is described in detail in the novels and PNP books.
Press spacebar to jump. The Level Up Guide displays everything you get for leveling up. It may also offer important quests.
Roll of Years. Far to the east, in the Dalelands, there is a standing stone that was erected to mark the bond of friendship between the elves of Cormanther and the human settlers who made their homes on the western fringes of their forest. This event heralded the advent of Dale Reckoning, DR, which was adopted by the vast majority of peoples all over Faerûn to mark their years. Dale Reckoning is not the only method of doing so, but it is by far the most well used.
We were lucky to drive Valindra's forces back. Thank you for aiding the wounded. They wouldn't have survived much longer with all the undead roving about. I'll try to get medical supplies and reinforcements to Linkletter as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we've got problems of our own here. I'm afraid I have a gruesome task for you. We've driven Valindra's main army off, but Red Wizard allies are still harassing us with summoned undead. Private Hothedon is trying to drive them off with his archers, but they're short on ammo. Search the battlefield and scavenge some arrows from the dead, and then take them to Hothedon.
Right-click to use split shot.
I will answer your questions if I can, but do not break my concentration. Valindra had a dracolich under her control when she attacked Neverwinter. It attacked ships in the harbor, and then came straight for the city. My friends and I were helping Sergeant Knox defend the walls when it attacked. There was a terrific battle, and we were able to defeat it. I don't know how Valindra got a dracolich. Perhaps a deal with the cult of the dragon. The important thing is that we deprive her of it. When a dracolich is killed, its spirit returns to a special phylactery. From there, it can possess the body of another dragon and be reborn. This dracolich's spirit has not departed yet. I am trying to bind it here. If it cannot return to the phylactery, we may be able to destroy it and deprive Valindra of a powerful ally.
In -700 DR, a scholar named Agathra penned the Roll of Years, a long list of names for forthcoming years inspired by prophetic visions. Though not always immediately apparent, each year's name in the roll has something to do with an event that occurs during that year. The current year, 1479 DR, is known as the Year of the Ageless One in the roll. Forgotten Realms is a campaign setting of Dungeons & Dragons. There are many multiverses, a collection of various universes, in Dungeons & Dragons setting. Each of these realms has its own rule sets, its own history and its own set of deities. Many rules and much history is shared between these realms, but much of it is different. Forgotten Realms is one of the most popular settings of Dungeons & Dragons, and it was originally created independently of Dungeons & Dragons by Ed Greenwood in 1967, but was integrated into the tabletop role-playing game by 1987.
We must drive the wizards back! Thank you for the help. The Red Wizards haven't been driven away, but this will at least force them to keep their heads down. More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never and storming the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. If the bridge falls, they will enter the heart of the city. Protect his enclave. I must stay and deal with the Red Wizards. Please, go to the bridge and aid the defenders. Destroy the undead soldiers near the gate to our north so it may be opened safely. Then talk to Private Wilfred. He will get you inside the city and show you the way to the bridge. Be careful, these undead are more aggressive than others you fought. Tempest grant you strength.
Many best-selling novels and popular games use this setting. A few notable mentions are novels by R.A. Salvatore and the game series Pool of Radiance, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale and Neverwinter Nights. The name Forgotten Realms is derived from the premise that long ago the realms were very closely connected to the Earth. But ever since the connection grew weaker and people on Earth have largely forgotten about the realms. The planet of Forgotten Realms is very much like Earth, but is ruled by many races. Ever since Spell Plague, the two existences of the planet have merged with each other. These two existences were Abair and Toriel. Together the planet itself is called Abair Toriel. This planet is the center of many campaign settings based on its continents which vary vastly in terms of geography, culture and demographics while using the same rule set of Forgotten Realm.
Hello again. You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach. Told you drying out by the fire would do you good. My mother always says, warm clothes make for a warm heart. You've thinned out the skeletons enough that we should be able to slip through the gate safely. Linklater gave me some healing potions for you. You may need them on the bridge.
Left click on a visible location to travel to it.
They're in trouble! We must go to their aid!
Double tap any direction to shift away from enemy attacks. You cannot shift when your stamina is low.
Look out! Archers! They just keep coming!
After Primordials created the planet, gods interfered causing a war of epic proportions to break out. Hence AO separate the two planets, Abair in the image of Primordials and Toriel in the image of gods, astral deities. Thus Abair is a variation of Toriel in its primordial form. Sometime during the transition of rule sets from 3.5e to 4e, the worlds merged. This ended up replacing some parts of Toriel with Abair and some parts disappearing. This merge has brought back some new races and primordials to Toriel which only existed in ancient times. The merge has also affected the politics, demographics and geography in a significant way. The newly appeared Abair in the world of Toriel is now referred to as Returned Abair. It is believed that parts which were replaced in Toriel by Returned Abair have appeared in Abair as merge should have affected Abair the same way. Thus after the events of Spell Plague, the world of Abair Toriel has changed a lot due to a number of major events, perhaps all connected in some way to Spell Plague. Saloon. The natural satellite of Forgotten Realms is very much like Moon on Earth with similar phases as Forgotten Realms are supposed to be based on Earth. However, the Moon is actually the body of an ancient deity which helped in the creation of worlds along with her sister Shar. However, over a conflict in which Saloon reached the plane of fire to set the sun alight to nurture the life on planet, both are in a state of war with each other. The Moon is called Saloon and is the body of the deity. Some time later, a spell was fired from the earth in order to destroy a red star which struck Saloon. This caused a trail of dust and asteroids along the orbit of Saloon. This trail is called Tears of Saloon.
Gatehouse! We're going to make it!
Press F to pick up loot.
Sorry, should have been more cautious. But when I thought of all my friends who died because of her... Find Sergeant Knox and tell him what happened. Ask him to check on my mother from time to time. You have to stop her. Lord Neverember is no saint, but he's better than the alternative. If Neverember fails here, Valindra will rule Neverwinter. Find Sergeant Knox. He's one of Neverember's guards, one of the good ones. You must stop Valindra.
Greetings, adventurer. I am Sergeant Knox. This city owes you a debt of gratitude. Please, follow me. Many of the citizens here wish to thank you personally. Follow me. We lost a lot of good people today. The Harbinger appearing so close to the walls does not bode well for the safety of the enclave. I understand you lost quite a few of your belongings when the ship you were on was destroyed by the dracolich. Talk to Supply Sergeant Quinn. He'll get you sorted out.
Hello, adventurer. I heard about what happened on the bridge, but you stopped the Harbinger. We all owe you a debt. Knox asked me to set you up with some clothes to replace those you lost. I'm afraid I don't have anything fancy, but at least they're warm. Take a look in the chest.
Follow me. Lord Neverember has asked me to take charge of organizing the city's defense. Part of that charge is hiring brave adventurers like yourself to defeat threats before they end up at our gates. To that end, please look at the chest for a token of my appreciation for your efforts today. I have some more work for you if you're interested.
Protector's Enclave needs your help.
I've gotten a report about some disturbances in the vaults beneath the Hall of Justice. The guards are spread thin after the last attack, but you've proven yourself more than capable. So I'd like to ask you to look into it for me. I've told the gate guards you're coming. He'll let you into the vault.
You're the one Sergeant Knox sent to investigate. Well, I'm glad you're here. We've heard some strange noises from the vault. One of the other guards went to check on it, but he should have been back by now. I have to guard the entrance, but I'll let you through. Find the source of those noises, and look for Quartermaster Otis. He'll know what's happening.
The vaults. Beneath the Hall of Justice lies a series of vaults, crypts, and storage chambers where many of Neverwinter's nobles, heroes, and treasures are kept. The vaults date back hundreds of years, to when the building was the city's main temple to Seer, the now dead god of justice. When Lord Neverember decided to make the former temple of Seer the seat of his rule, he used the vaults as a safe place to store many of the historical treasures uncovered in the city's reconstruction. The vaults are rumored to be haunted, and popular myth says that the city's honored dead will rise to slay any who disturb their rest. Rebel faction, the Nashors. The Nashors are a violent faction of the anti-Neverember resistance group known as the Sons of Alagondar. These rebel factions all swear loyalty to Neverwinter alone, and see Neverember as a pretender who is unworthy to rule. Most of the rebels are young men and women who grew up in Neverwinter during its period of lawlessness, after it was largely abandoned. They have been reared on the stories of the city's former glory, but have always lived in the shadows of its ruins. Of the rebel factions, the Nashors are among the most vicious in their methods. Led by the towering Uthgard warrior Karzov, they seem more like a gang than a movement, and often clash with other rebel factions over their methods. The Nashors have no qualms about using rioting, assassination, theft, and sabotage as weapons against Neverember, no matter how many innocent civilians are hurt by their actions.
can't stop us!
The Nashor snuck into the vaults during Valindra's attack on the city. They're here to steal the crown of Neverwinter! They almost got to it, but then they angered the dead resting in the lower vaults. They're fighting each other down there right now. I sealed them in behind the hidden entrance to the lower vaults. There's a secret switch in the bookcase on the back wall. Stop the Nashors before they get the crown!
Theft of the crown, Karzov's orders. The undead attack is a better distraction than the riot we were planning, so we're moving up our operation. Your orders are to get into the vault beneath the temple while the guards are too busy fighting the undead. Once you're in, grab the quartermaster and make him tell you where the crown of Neverwinter is kept. Then leave the rest to Got1 in honor. Remember, we're only after the crown. Touch nothing else. We can loot the rest once we rule the city, and we can't risk angering the dead, Karzov.
Ah, you're here. Oh, wait. Are you? Here, I mean. Oh, quite. I have trouble at times being sure if I'm viewing the present or one possible future. I'm a seer, you see. In most of my visions, you rescued me. But there were a few where I had to escape on my own, and a handful I'd rather not dwell on. At least now, I know I can relax. Apart from not being eaten, I'm glad you rescued me, as I came to Neverwinter specifically to meet you. Yes, my visions show your actions will have a great impact on the future of Neverwinter and the entire Sword Coast. I am here both to assist you and be assisted by you in my own quest. No details now. I've delayed you long enough, and you have important things to do. Besides, I have to do some more research in the library here before you can help me. Or did I already do that? No. Yes, I still have research to do. Just come see me in the library once you're done in Blacklake. Oh, forget I mentioned that. Come see me when you can.
Hurry and get the crown! The Guardian is waking up!
belongs to the Nashors!
The crown of Neverwinter, forged of mithril, set with blue gems, and said to kill any pretender who wears it. The crown of Neverwinter is a potent symbol to the people of the city. Though it has been rumored for some time that Lord Neverember possesses the crown, he has never publicly worn it. Those upset with Neverember's rule claim he knows the crown's magic would kill him as a usurper. Others say Neverember is wise not to press his claim to the city until Neverwinter is fully rebuilt and unified. Whatever the reason, the crown is said to be kept in the vaults beneath the Hall of Justice, where it is guarded by Neverember's soldiers, and some say, by the city's honored dead.
Protector's Enclave needs your help. Nashors will pull to raid the vault so soon after Valindra's attack. Thanks for your help in defending the vault. Unfortunately, the Nashors got away with the crown of Neverwinter. The crown is a powerful symbol of rightful rule in this city. It must be found before the Nashors can use it to start a rebellion.
You can now spot a second encounter power. Press B and then buy or reassign an encounter power.